All the aspects of the being of God are good for our own well-being. But this particular aspect will not just help us in our relationship with God or in our relationship within our being, but also in our relationship with others, our neighbors. And that aspect is the aspect that says that God is an open-minded being. He is an unrestricted, self-transcending being. A being that is unbounded by any spatio-temporal limitations. In today's readings, we have this particular aspect of the being of God revealed. In the Acts of the Apostles, chapter 11, from verse 1 to 18, we have Peter, who first of all refused to go and minister to the home of a Gentile, Cornelius, and his household. But then God says something to Peter that is very important. Mind you that Peter was not yet at the home of Cornelius. He was still being invited to go to his home. But before he went to his home, God said this thing to him. What God has made clean, you have no right to call profane. God made the house of Cornelius clean even before Peter went there, preached to them, baptized them. God had created them in his own image and likeness, cleansed them. They were already cleansed by the very fact that it was God that brought them into being. Peter had no right to qualify them as profane beings, as defiled creatures. God made it point blank to Peter. There is nothing that is profaned to the point that this thing cannot come to me. Everything belongs to me, and I've made everything clean. Their work is just to go out and help them to see where I am, to show them the right path to come back to me. Sometimes we see some cultures as profane, but those cultures, those norms, those traditions intrinsically may be right, may be clean by the way of God. In fact, the church teaches us that there is an atom of goodness in every man, in every culture, in every tradition, in every religion, in every belief. There is a fragment of goodness, of what God has purified and made clean. This is what we call ecumenism. Understanding that there is something clean, something pure, something good in the other person, in his way of life, in his culture, in his religion, in his belief. And that thing that is good, pure, that is clean, which God had put there, should be the driving force that brings us together, the melting point of our relationship with one another. So when we want to direct or redirect these people to the right path, we should not see their previous path as totally evil. That would also tell us what evil is all about and what conversion is all about. I describe evil as the misappropriation or misapplication of energy. That energy of God in man, whenever we commit evil, we misappropriate or misapply it. We misuse it, we abuse it. But goodness is the right application and appropriation of energy. So energy in us with which we do good or evil is always neutral. God has put it in us for us to make use of it within our own freedom. But most often, this energy becomes obscured, misappropriated, and misapplied. What we need is just someone to come and help us, to show us how to rightly apply them. And that was what Peter did to the household of Cornelius. He went to their house and showed them that the love of God for them, even before he came to them, was to be applied rightly in God's service. That energy was not bad. The only thing was that they were applying it wrongly. They needed someone like Peter to know how to apply it rightly. So we see cultures, we see traditions, we see the behavior of people or the character of people. We should be open-minded, believing that this energy can also be used for good. We should not put it off. Rather, we should help the bearer to know how best to apply it for his own good, for the good of those around him, and for the salvation of his soul. We see it also in the gospel reading. The gospel according to St. John chapter 10 from verse 11 to 18. After talking about those sheep that belong in his sheepfold, Jesus also talked about those ones that do not belong in his sheepfold. He said, "And there are other sheep I have that are not of this fold. and these I have to lead as well. They too will listen to my voice, and there will be only one flock and one shepherd. This is a great message to all of us missionaries and Christians. We must avoid canceling people out because they do not belong in our sheepfold. Rather, we should help to lead them back to Christ, to lead them to where they're supposed to be. We should not extinguish their energy. Even though that they do not belong in our sheepfold, God also had made them clean. And it is our work to make ourselves available to Christ, to use us as instruments to lead them back to the sheepfold. This is a project that Christ has, and we are part of the resources that He would use to accomplish this project. When we donate ourselves to be instruments to lead these sheep to the sheepfold, then we have accomplished our purpose. But we must not extinguish that energy that they have. This is called the conversion of energy, of zeal. And that is what conversion is all about. Converting the energy we use for evil for good. That energy should not be stopped, removed, or deleted from our lives. What we need is to use that energy that we use, for instance, in gossiping, and use it for praising that person. This is conversion. Any sheep that does not belong to our sheepfold must not be condemned outrightly as profane. That sheep should be helped to see the right way to use his energy. May God bless you.